In Roblox's Doomspire defense, there are beginner towers called the starter towers in the first area of the shop. And they are, I don't know, a little powerful, maybe not. But they're basic and cheap. So today we're going to be seeing how far they can get in yellow slash intermediate mode. So for Battler, he has to got a little less from where I expected him. He did pretty good in like the earlier waves after leaking a few on the first few, but after the big heads came and the rushers, all with high HP, and because of Battler's short range, we lost. So okay finish, but what I expected. So Swordmaster kind of ran into the exact same problems with Battler had, except that Swordmaster had a lot more crowd control and better DPS, and I think slightly better range. So it wasn't as bad, but still, the speedies, the big head, and the fact that Swordmaster doesn't have hidden detection really led to my downfall, and I lost. So I was actually really surprised by Freezer because I knew it had bad DPS, but I knew it had Splash. And all Freezer towers are notoriously bad, even the game memes on it in the tower description. I actually was really surprised. He did great. Against the stronger enemies, his lackluster DPS showed, but overall he did great. And the splash damage really helped with crowds, and I think he's a pretty good tower now. Bomber did superb. His crowd control was great, his damage was great. He actually attacked pretty fast, and he had a great early game. Actually, if Swordmaster would have been able to survive, he actually probably would have beat Swordmaster. So, what was the problem? It's the things that the bombs still have tick on them, even at max level. So what ended up happening is that because max level has lower splash in turn for faster damage, what ended up happening is that the rushers just rushed right by, and because of the tick, we lost. So paintballs exceeded my expectations, and I was really surprising because I thought it didn't have enough splash and fired slow, so I thought it was going to lose maybe like wave 10-ish, but I was actually wrong. It got really far and still do a lot of damage, but it did lose because of a large crowd and all the big heads and slate skins. So good run. Paintball were a little underrated. Slingshot was the last one I did because I thought he would do really good because he had all the great traits: cheap, good range, and did good damage, and had Pierce and DPS. But it kind of did similar to Paintballer. I think the problem was it didn't have enough crowd detection, so it pretty much big crowds kind of overwhelmed me, plus tanky enemies, so pretty good finish, but great. But did okay, great. So in conclusion, none of these towers were really made to solo alone, especially on yellow slash intermediate. This was kind of more of a fun challenge to see how far they could get. But in conclusion, they did do pretty well. For reference, the max wave is 40, so they actually ended up doing pretty well, and most of them cleared about a quarter of the whole mode. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. One of my first videos since on my creative downfall, but please subscribe. Have a good day and please watch again.